friends, Erin here with Daily Elevations. It's been a funny day so far. I kind of hit my mark this weekend. I just couldn't take being by myself anymore, not having been touched in 6 weeks. Honestly, I drove. I didn't even know where I was driving. I called my parents and I was like, I'm losing it. I've lost my joy. My joy is gone. I can't play with anybody. There's nobody to play with. I don't know how to play with myself. I really just hit my wall when it comes to being by myself here. And so I want to start this week a little bit body-based because that's something that was kind of crunched up and not moving, which is what led me to said breakdown. And the other thing is play, let's keep things light while we're around here. Anyways, my parents are amazing. I ended up going over and my mom took a giant blanket and wrapped it over my head and gave me a hug, and I literally laughed hysterically and cried at the same time. I just was in overwhelm. It felt so good. And I am so sorry for all you people who are yeah, I want to feel that too. Oh my goodness. Because it's a weird different kind of stress that we've got going on in our homes here. The only way that I can describe some of the stuff that's been coming up for me is when I've been in retreat, when we're actively processing things and pulling stuff up. I'm having aches and pains that I usually don't have. I had a migraine last night, which, I haven't really had in a long time. And it's literally the stillness and the way that, I'm meditating every day. I'm moving my body. I'm stretching myself and making these videos and stuff. It's a deep dive retreat that is going on and on. I'm certainly tapping in to parts of myself I personally have not touched before. So today I got a hold of myself a little bit. I actually woke up and just danced and let myself put on some really good dance music. It's kind of with an Afro beat. And yeah, I pushed everything to the sides. I had room. I rolled around the floor. I got really into my body. And within 2 seconds, after releasing yesterday with some tears and rolling around and moving my body today, I was in joy in 2 seconds. I was feeling play. And then I actually pulled out some paint and started doing some painting stuff because there's a sign that I want to make for my deck. So we're in the process of that. But really important is this, how do we take care of really our emotional and mental health through taking care of the body and making sure that our life experience is pretty balanced. So this week we're going to do some things. We're going to talk about Ayurveda and what kind of doshas you might be. We're going to talk about some somatic expressive stuff. We're going to, what else did I have notes on here? Just how you can change your DNA markers. We're going to do some fun things this week, all about this body self-care. We were taking care of our relationships. We're going to take care of this relationship right here because I really deeply believe this is the most intimate relationship that we will ever have, the one between ourselves and our body. And the more we can learn to respect and honor this, the more we're going to be respecting and honoring our other relationships, which will have to get better in the process. The more we'll be honoring and respecting the planet, which will also have to improve. The planet is liking quarantine time, I do believe, for the most part. I'm concerned about all the plastic bags and boxes that we're putting all over the place. But for the most part, I think it's liking a change of pace anyways, and I hope you are too. So I wanted to talk today about just what happens in our body and how it affects our mind when we're stressed. And then I'm going to give you a really, really simple thing to do to help with that. You won't believe it. The thing I'm going to tell you to do is breathe. That's it. I'm just going to tell you to breathe deep into your belly. But before I tell you how to do that, oops, I just gave it away where we're going. But I want you to know like how stress works in our body, because it's really actually interesting. And a lot of times we don't realize that we just have turned stress on, and if we don't turn it off, like our body is continuing to be flooded with more and more stress. So because we love our bodies this is how stress works. We have these bodies that they don't understand mental and emotional stress. They don't have that experience at all. They don't have consciousness for that. What they have consciousness for is things are good, I'm happy, things are safe, or oh my gosh, I'm in danger, like I might not make it. In which case, everything in the frontal cortex, which is our, this is the place that we do problem solving. This is the place that gets awakened during meditation, where we can put really big concepts together, where all of our creativity kind of lives. It's this frontal cortex. This is the part that actually has to be on also a little bit for us to really heal from different traumas. Because what happens when we get stressed, when we experience trauma, all of the energy, all of the blood flow goes to the back of the brain, the reptilian brain, and all of our blood flow also goes to our limbs so that we can run and fight and kick and, do all of those kinds of things. So what happens to our organs and our heart and our digestive systems and our detoxification systems all throughout our core is that kind of gets ignored. So we're not actually functioning as high as we can be in our brain when we're under stress, and we're not functioning as high as we can be in our centers when we're under stress. So when you find yourself holding that breath, because that's what happens. We see a trigger. That breath that we take in when we panic is to be let out. It's to be like, or, running, whatever. We take that breath in so we have that energy to like go really hard and fast. And so we tend to take that breath in, but we tend to hold it. So it's like, and that's exaggerated, but like, if you notice what your breath is doing right now, it might not be reaching all the way down to your belly. So all I'm going to ask you to do is every time you can remember, put an alarm on your phone. Maybe every time you scratch your head throughout the day, it's a sign. Oop, take a deep breath in, long breath out. Think of some association that you can have during your day that you do often. If you get a lot of text messages, every text you receive, have it be a symbol to take a deep breath in and a long breath out. Because what will happen when you get that breath going down is that it's a signal to the body that things are safe. When your belly expands, the body's like, okay, it's safe, we're good. So as often as you can, take a breath into your belly, because it will shut off what your brain is telling your hormones to create all those cortisol and adrenaline, which is not going to help you get calmer. And that deep breath helps to ring and rinse, like it just purifies the organs. It like gets that cortisol out of them when they get that good massage from that deep belly breath, so that you can start to shift into a state of calm, into a state of well-being. Just a few deep breaths will at least stop that upping the stress levels. And then, if you're like starting at the beginning of your day and you're like, getting stressed, but if you just drop it down just that tiny bit, then you're not going to get as high. Even if you went all the way up and then took an hour to drop down, it's not going to be as powerful as just building in those deep breaths throughout your day. So, my really simple solution to accumulated stress that we all have is to breathe deep into your belly as many times a day as you can. And special trick, because you stayed to watch to the very end of the video here, is exhale first. If you exhale all your air and then wait until you really need a breath, let it in through your nose. Most of the time, the breath knows how to take that breath that will give the best amount of oxygen and the best amount of support to your whole body. So actually start that breath in with breathing all the way out. Wait till you need it, and then in through your nose. All right, guys, you are awesome. Keep breathing. We are going to get through this. And love you. Take care. I will see you tomorrow.